He's trying to show the attitude. I said, son, well, you can go to another school. I got 900 kids on the waiting list. I'll replace you faster than you can say Rip Van Winkle. He sat there for a minute. I said, you know you don't want to go. And I don't want you to go. So let's just figure this little stupid thing out. Our kids, man, that's all they are. They're not, I know they look big and some of them look scary, but they're just kids. I'll say this one thing, I'll ask one more question, we'll go over there, but I have a colleague who and spent a lot of time working in elementary schools. She was saying she didn't know how she was going to feel about working with big kids. And I told her, I said, you know, she's real, I call myself a reformed social worker. She's you know, she's very loving. She's got the Sunshine Club at our school. Like that's what she is. Amazing friend of mine, great person. And so I said to her, you know, the big kids actually are more affectionate than the little ones. It may not seem possible because the little ones always hug on you, and you know, but the big ones, they're suspicious in the beginning, but then once you crack that seal, oh man, the big ones, they'll follow you around, literally. They say you gotta go home. I know. You gotta go home now, son. I know. And they're the ones who will come to your office or to your room, say, you know, they want a granola bar, they're hungry. They ain't really hungry. They just want to see you. They just want to be validated. They just want to be loved. They just want somebody to tell them that they're smart, or that they're pretty, or that they're good. They just want to know that. That's all they want to know. But a lot of people, because our children have been so criminalized, the aesthetic has been so put upon, that when people see our kids, even us, we look at them and we're scared of them. If they come really large, then we really get scared of them. And so then they think you don't love them because you don't act right around people you're scared of. You try to keep a distance from them. And if you want somebody to feel a coldness, put a distance between you and them. And then you really see. Don't tell them you love them. Don't tell them that they're smart. Make them feel like you're in this impersonal environment. The point is that so many of our young people have just given up, man. They just tap out. And can you blame them? Last night, I was at a meeting. They showed me the test scores from one of the high schools in the community with which I work in Bridgeport, Connecticut. 91% of the children are reading, writing, doing math below grade level. 91%. I mean, damn. There's nothing that you could do and fail 91% of the time and come up with a reason other than you suck. It's just nothing. You couldn't be a three-point shooter who says, you know what, I made 9%. And that's good. There's nothing. Least of all, educating children. When you have a whole community of people who know they're not being taught, it's as if they're in a social coma. They're awake. They know what's going on, but they can do nothing about it. That level of powerlessness must be paralyzing, or it creates a rage. Either one or the other, there's no middle. And you hear people talk all the time about how angry these kids are. Who the hell wouldn't be mad? You spent 7 hours doing something, you didn't come out with anything on the other side, they're going to make you do it tomorrow.
Hi, Dr. Perry. My name is Andrea Gordon. I'm currently a senior at North Kansas City High School. And being a part of this generation that you've been speaking on today, I am and I have been fully aware of how our school systems have failed us, yet they continue to blame us, the children. I'm not the only one in my generation who has expressed the same concerns, yet because we are considered to be adolescents, no one will take us serious. So how do you think we can actually begin to pursue a better education opportunity here in Kansas City if they won't listen to the youth voices?
I mean, come on. a stranger come in and talk to you about things that need to get done. But when one of your own babies stands up at a college campus and says to you, tell me what I can do. There's got to be a bunch of feelings that go through you.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be. For me, that first I'll be feeling some kind of way like, I guess I didn't do what I was supposed to do. Part of you will be feeling that way. And then I would want to get to her as soon as possible to make sure that she doesn't either tap out or leave Kansas City for good. Because you can't do that to a child and expect that they're going to want to come back home. So then she goes somewhere else, and then what? That's not what you want. So I'll answer your question to the best of my ability. I think you got to keep talking. I think you got to get out there. I think you guys have to organize. This is a group of young ladies who I did an interview with. They did a fantastic job. What is it, youth rap? Generation rap. You have very talented kids here. And I'm just going to be like really, here's the part that really frustrates me, is knowing that it's just the data. If I just go on the data, as bright as they are, they're going to get to college and they're going to be in the learning center, in the writing center, in the area center, because they're not going to have had the basic skills that they needed to do well on campus. So their GPA is going to say they should get into a particular type of school, but then they're going to get into that school and they're going to get hit in the chest. Every single one of you knows this. Not just African Americans, 75% of all the children who took the ACT in 2012 were not college ready. 75%. That's according to the ACT. So what's going to happen is this very bright young lady and all those like her, who are actually the ones who do make it out, who do stay in school, who do graduate, who do go to college, or get to college, if she's paying, struggling to make every semester, and then what happens when she gets there and that first 16-page paper comes in the first semester? She ain't never seen 16 pages written by her in her life. Then what happens? It's not right. We can't let this happen.
Mm-hmm.
Your children are asking you for help. She's saying, how do I get more kids into a better school? How do I get a better school? Now I'm telling you, you got to fight for school choice. You got to go to the Board of Education and ask each one of the Board of Education members when you go, how many of you send your kids to these schools? Ask your teachers, ask your principals, ask everybody who works in there, where do you send your kids to school? Because if I go to somebody's house and they're frying up some chicken, and I look and I say, why are you eating salad? I am not going to eat the chicken. Because if you ain't eating it, I ain't eating it. It's not good enough for your kids, and why is it good enough for me? You have to ruffle feathers.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Because whether or not you know it, you've been called. Because somebody's so young to stand in a place of 600 people and speak that truth, that's real. So you got to get out there and fight, love. You got to give it all you have. You got to fight for more school choice. But school choice means very simply that you don't have to go to the school that's closest to your house. You go to school that's closest to your heart. So if that school is a charter school, you get to go to charter school. If that school is a traditional school, you get to go to that. If it's a Catholic school, Baptist school, whatever kind of school. Because everybody here, whether or not you know it, you believe in vouchers. Anybody like student financial aid? Section 8? Medicaid, Medicare? All vouchers. Public money used for private goods and services. A voucher could be used to send a child to Brigham Young University. What about the separation of church and state? Yeah, what about it? You don't have a problem with it then. Kids got to go on a mission for the Mormon church. That's not separate. There ain't no separation there. They go to Boston College. They take religion courses. It's a Jesuit university. Notre Dame. Keep going. All Roberts. No question about church state then. Because they don't have unions fighting to make sure that you don't get that choice. You have to fight for school choice. You have to fight for school choice so that every single child gets to go to the best school for them. There shouldn't be waiting lists. The only reason there are waiting lists is because they limit, it's just so cool, they limit the number of seats to these other schools. The most successful schools have limited seats. And so what happens in virtually every state in the country is when there's more applicants than there are seats, then you have to have a lottery. But let's say, for instance, you had 1,000 applicants, you had 2,000 seats, there would be no lottery. You could all get in. But if you had 100 seats, and you have 900 applicants, which is typically the case, that's a lottery. So, never again should a parent have to decide, this is crazy, if they send one of their kids to a good school and keep the other kid behind. Folks, I don't know if any of you had experienced that, but that's got to be one of the cruelest, most horrible things for a parent to go through. To know that one of your children is going to a school that has a 98% graduation rate, and another one that has a 20% graduation rate. And do you A, send both of them to the 20% graduation rate and just pray your way through it? Or do you just accept that one of them's going to go and one of them's not? You got to fight for every single child. Every single child in Kansas City deserves to have access to it. They deserve to come to a college like UMKC and be able to write a college paper as a freshman. And be able to stay in that major that they thought they were going to major in when they were in high school. They don't come to school thinking that they want to be a physician, and they take that first A&P class, and they're like, you know what, I think I'm going to be a science teacher. Can't be that. So you got to fight for it. You got to go to your board of education, fight for it. You got to take some time to read up on some of the education reformers, those people who are out there. I'm an education reformer, but others who are out there who are working to reform the system. What that means is to just change the ruffle feathers, to give every single child access to a college. It's all we're doing. And I make it clear, I'm not a charter school advocate. I just want kids to go to the best school possible. If it's a raggedy charter school, I want that shut down just as fast as I want a bad traditional school. I don't want any child to go to any school that's bad. And if somebody's a homeschooler and they're doing a bad job, I don't want them to have the opportunity to homeschool their child. I only want people who have access, who are going to give access to a quality education, have access to our children. I'm easy. If you show me a neighborhood school that's lighting on fire, keep it going. Matter of fact, call the administration together and say, hey, if we gave you another school, would you take it? I don't care what kind of this magnet school, charter school, traditional school, Catholic school. It doesn't matter to me. The only people that matters to are the teachers unions. And the reason it matters to them is because the Catholic schools, the charter schools, and the private schools don't pay dues to them. So since they don't pay dues to them, they do not want those schools to exist. And they want as few of the children to go to them as possible, because they want to keep their dues coming. I mean, it's just that simple. Because they're not even against charter schools. They actually open charter schools. They're not very good. The charter school that the United Federation of Teachers, which is a teacher union in New York City, opened, closed. It's one of the lowest performing schools in the entire state. I guess those union rules don't work. So, you have to fight. You have to keep fighting, because this is your community, and you're going to be here much longer than we are. I hope that this community gets the benefit of having you. I'm just looking at her face, and I'm telling you that's not where her heart is right now, and it's unfortunate for y'all. It's got to be sobering. It's to me, but I hope she doesn't give up on Kansas City. I hope she doesn't go away to some great college and see another city and think, you know what? My roots here. I don't want her mother and father to have to visit their grandkids somewhere else. I want them to be here. I want to be raised on barbecue. Folks, I thank you so much for your time.